All right, today we're diving into something really special. It's one of the shortest, but honestly, one of the most powerful texts in all of Eastern philosophy, the Heart Sutra. Now get ready, because this little text offers a totally radical, kind of mind-bending perspective on reality, on who you are, and on the very nature of suffering itself. And it kicks off with a question that, gets right to the heart of what it means to be human. I mean, what if you could actually end suffering? Not just manage it, but truly end it. That's a huge promise, right? It's the hook that pulls you in, the idea that there might be a way out of all the anxiety and the pain. So how does this ancient text even begin to tackle such a massive idea? Well, let's dig in. So the text introduces us to this incredible figure, the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. And while he's in this state of super deep meditation, he has a breakthrough. He actually discovers the answer to that very question. He finds a kind of wisdom that literally takes him beyond all suffering. And the key that unlocks this whole thing, it's a concept called prajna paramita. Now, this isn't just about book smarts or collecting facts. It's something way deeper. It's a transformative insight, a perfection of wisdom that completely flips your understanding of existence on its head. Think of it as the lens through which everything, and I mean everything, is about to change. So how did he get there? Well, he looked really, really deeply into what we all call a self. And what he found was that our entire experience of being me is made up of just 5 components, or what are called the skandhas. You've got your physical body, right? That's form. Then there's sensation, all your feelings, good, bad, or just neutral. Then perception, which is how we recognize and slap labels on everything. After that, you have mental formations, all your thoughts, your habits, your biases. And finally, there's consciousness, the basic awareness that kind of holds it all together. These 5 things, that's it. They're the building blocks of what we think of as you and me. Okay, and this is where that deep looking leads him. It takes us right to the very heart of the sutra, to a statement that is, well, it's both really startling and at the same time incredibly liberating. It's a complete 180 from how we normally see the world. Yep, this is the line. The most famous one in the whole text, the central paradox. At first, it just sounds impossible, doesn't it? I mean, how can a solid thing, a form, be empty? And how could emptiness possibly be that exact same thing? It just doesn't seem to make sense. Okay, this is the absolute key to understanding everything else. The word here, emptiness, or shunyata, does not mean nothingness. It's not a big black void. What it means is that nothing, and I mean nothing, not your body, not the device you're watching this on, not even a single thought, has a fixed, separate, independent existence all on its own. Instead, everything is deeply interconnected, totally dependent on everything else, and it's all constantly changing. And this mind-blowing insight, it doesn't just apply to physical objects. It applies to all those other parts of you, all those skandhas. So your feelings, your perceptions, your thoughts. They're all empty in exactly the same way. Think about it. A feeling arises, it hangs around for a bit, it changes, and then it disappears. There's no solid, permanent you back there that's doing the feeling. It's all just part of the flow. Once you start to really get this, it leads to this profound deconstruction of everything we think is real. If nothing has a separate, solid self, then our whole lifelong project of trying to grab onto things and hold them tight, it just starts to fall apart. And so this sutra just starts systematically taking apart our whole world. It says, okay, from this ultimate point of view, in emptiness, there is no separate form, no separate feeling, no separate perception. All those building blocks of the self we talked about, they're not the solid, fixed things we thought they were at all. And it keeps going. The deconstruction moves on to the very tools we use to experience the world. It says there are no separate eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. Even our senses aren't these independent instruments that belong to some central me. They're just part of that same interconnected flow. And then we get to what might be the most radical move in the entire text. The sutra turns on itself and even deconstructs the core teachings of Buddhism. From this ultimate standpoint of emptiness, it says there's no fixed thing called suffering, no cause of suffering, no end to suffering, and no path. Even these fundamental ideas are not solid realities to be grabbed onto. They're also part of the flow. So after taking everything away, what are we left with? It is so important to get this. This is not nihilism. The sutra is not saying that nothing matters. Not at all. It's saying that our frantic, lifelong struggle to grab onto things, to achieve some permanent state, is all based on a fundamental misunderstanding. Real freedom, it says, doesn't come from getting more, but from finally letting go. Because when you truly see this interconnected reality, you realize there's nothing separate to gain and nothing separate to lose. So after taking absolutely everything apart, brick by brick, the sutra then shows us what this profound new understanding actually builds. And it doesn't lead to despair or chaos, just the opposite. It leads to a state of incredible freedom, fearlessness, and deep, deep peace. And we see this beautiful, clear progression for how to get there. First, you rely on that supreme wisdom, that prajna paramita we talked about. When you do that, your mind becomes free from all obstructions, all the mental blocks and the fixed ideas we cling to so tightly. And what happens when a mind has no obstructions? Well, it becomes a mind free from fear. And a mind that's finally free from fear, that's when one attains nirvana, that ultimate state of peace. And that really gets to the core of it all. Why are we so afraid all the time? Well, it's because we're constantly trying to protect this fragile idea of a separate self. We're terrified of losing what we think we have or not getting what we think we want. But what happens when you deeply realize there is no fixed, separate self there to protect in the first place? The entire foundation for fear just dissolves. It's gone. What is there left to be afraid of? Now, the sutra doesn't just leave us with an abstract idea. It ends with something you can actually feel, a sound. It concludes with a mantra that's said to be the energetic, sonic embodiment of this entire journey we've just taken. And this is described as something truly powerful. It's not just a prayer. It's called the great mantra, the mantra of great knowledge, the supreme mantra, the one that can finally put an end to all suffering. It's presented as the very essence of this liberating wisdom in sound form. And here it is in the original Sanskrit: gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi swaha. You can almost feel the movement in the sound itself, right? A feeling of going beyond, of transcendence. The translation is just beautiful, really. It's less of a statement and more of an encouragement, a call to action. Gone, gone, gone. Beyond. Completely gone beyond. Awakened. So be it. It's urging us to move, to go beyond our limited ways of seeing, beyond the ego, beyond all the concepts we cling to, and to awaken, completely, to how things really are. And so, the sutra leaves us right here. It's shifted from explaining something to us to inviting us into something. It leaves us with this final, profound question to carry with us. What would it actually feel like to truly, finally let go? To just enter that silence, that spacious awareness where the constant noise of the little I finally goes quiet. That's the real journey the Heart Sutra invites us to begin.